Hello. I just want to get on here and I want to say that it is hard. It's hard. It's hard walking with God. It's hard making the decision to follow God with all your heart. It's hard choosing Him every single day. It's hard choosing all the things that God has taught us every single day. But I also want to say it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. There's some days where I'll wake up and I will feel the weight of the world, right? But it's important for us not to take the weight of the world as the weight of God. I don't want you guys to be confused in thinking that the pressures that you're waking up with every morning is because of God. I don't want you to be confused with your salvation, with your walk with God, and all the things that God has added to your life, all the things that God has added to my life as being somehow to blame, considering the pressures you're experiencing in this world. Life is not kind. Life is not nice. Life is not fair. It's not. It's not. And you're not having delusions of grandeur and thinking that, well, as a Christian, technically I shouldn't be feeling this way. That's not true. You should be feeling a little bit afraid. You should be feeling a little bit of unease, a lot of bit of unease with the pressures of society, the pressures of this world. But Jesus says, take heart, because He has experienced everything and He conquered the world. He conquered the world. Every pressure, everything that you woke up with this morning, everything that has been settling on your mind where it feels like the world is trying to cave in on you, don't blame God. Take it to God. I think that's the greatest thing that the enemy has mastered, which is deceiving believers into thinking that the walk that they have been walking, the added pressure in their life is because of the walk itself and not because life is just messed up. Don't believe in the enemy. Don't believe in Satan. Don't believe in the lies. Don't believe in the lie. God is for you. He is never against you. He is never against you. Take heart. Go to your word. Read Psalms 1,000,000 times if you have to. Read about the discouragement of David and how difficult life was. But then also read about David's life. He was on the run for most of his life. From who? Not from God, but from man. A man who couldn't get over what he was experiencing as far as jealousy and hatred and unkindness and all the darkness and all the black terrible things in his life, and how he was projecting it onto David. So David was running for a long time, and David leaned on God, and God made a way where it seemed like there was no way. I guarantee you there is a way, and the way is God. Don't blame God for the pressure. I really, really hope this sets someone free. I woke up this morning feeling very discouraged, very heavy, very confused about why I loved God so much, why God's word has led me so far, and yet I feel so defeated on occasion. Not all the time. Sometimes the joy comes out of me in such a radiant way. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I have no words to explain the love of God when it comes on me, when it rests on me, when I'm realizing that I have and that I am experiencing the love of God. I cannot explain to you what that feels like right now. But what I will say is that I went to the word when I was feeling discouraged, and I was reminded that there has been sin since the very beginning. And that was never the intention of God. There has been sadness and death and mourning and conviction since the beginning. But it didn't start that way. It didn't start that way. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was God, and God was the Word, and it was darkness. There was nothing. And then God began to create. He began to create the sun. He began to create the stars, the moon, the waters, all the things in which we see today that has evolved into more than what we could have imagined it to be. God created it, and he designed it for man to live in this beautiful place where he would never have to toil in the ground. He would never have to toil for anything. He would never have to toil for money. He would never have to toil for food. He would always have everything provided to him. And he was given a beautiful woman to walk with him through all the things that God had already provided for them both to enjoy, for them both to work and how do I say and plow the ground so that there could be more. But effortlessly. It was supposed to be effortless. Me and you were supposed to be living an effortless life. It wasn't supposed to be full of trouble and heartache and sadness. But then Satan came and he deceived Adam and Eve, and they did something by eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Sometimes knowing too much can bring you to a space where you feel bound by all the things that you know, where you become burdened by all the things that you now know. Turn off the social media if you have to. Take a break. Take a fast from the social media. Let this be your confirmation. Take a fast from your social media if you have to, and recognize that it was never the intention of God for us to know all of these things at one time, or if any time within our lives. Hold what God has given you and you alone. You have a purpose. That thing that you watched online, that thing that somebody told you, if God did not tell it to you in the night, if God did not tell it to you in your secret place, then why are you carrying it? Why are you carrying it? Some things you were meant to carry and some things you were not. Put it down. Put it down. Jesus said that there is enough trouble in the day. There is enough to worry about in the day. Stop thinking about tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to take care of tomorrow. Worry about today. Take it one step at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. And God is going to provide because he said he would. But if you're focusing on the thing that you want God to provide for tomorrow, you are going to feel burdened. You are going to feel bogged down. You are going to feel tired. You are going to feel confused. You are going to try to blame God for the thing that he is not focused on yet. You are not in control of time. Let God lead you wherever he's about to lead you. Let God do whatever he wants to do in this moment, because he is for you. He is not against you. I'm going to say it again. God is for you. He is not against you. Do you believe it? All right. God is for you. He's not against you. I know that to be true. I was carrying something so big, something so wide, so many troubles of people. There are people out here who are hurting, who are in need, guys. You don't realize the things that you're taking on. You can take on the emotions of other people. You can take on the physical things that people want you to do. They may not come out right and say they want you to do it, but some people are asking you for things without you even realizing that you want to placate the thing that they need. Not everything is for you. Not everything is for you. Let God go to your secret place. Let God tell you what's for you. The Lord is your salvation. The Lord is my salvation. He is good. He is kind. He is loving all the time in ways we cannot even understand. But you will understand the more you talk to him, the more you take it to him. All right. I encourage you guys to read Genesis. I know you might have read it 1,000,001 times. I'm asking you to read it again because God has something that he wants to expound on. He wants to expound on this idea of things being effortless for us. God's intention is never for us. It was never for us to feel burdened. And that's still not his intention. His intention is to see us flourish. His intention is to see us grow. His intention is to see that we live a full life, a life of abundance. In matters of love, in matters of all things. The enemy, Satan, is out to kill, steal, and destroy. Not God. Those emotions, those feelings, if they're stealing, if it's killing the joy inside of you, if it's trying to take from you, take it to God. Take it to God. Lay it down at his feet because I guarantee you he has something that he wants to tell you and is going to set you free. All right. I say this with love. I say it with love. It's coming from my heart. It's coming from my Bible study. That God is for us. He is not against us. God is for you. He is not against you.